Okay. Biology lesson 5. The second part is nutrition. You know, the first part is animal tissues. I think you have done a great job in animal tissues. So this is the nutrition part, second part. In the nutrition part, as the first step, we will discuss about nutrition in animals. Okay, commonly in animals, both animals and humans. Okay. Nutrition. Why we need food? Why we need food? There are two requirements for getting energy as well as for getting carbon. Okay, we take our carbon requirement and our energy requirement from food. Okay, that is why we eat food. Animal nutrition is the process by which food is taken in for make use in different body functions like muscle contraction, reproduction, movement, so many things, impulse transmission, like that. Okay, so many body functions. Energy is required. That energy is supplied by food, as well as we also need carbon. We have a carbon requirement. That carbon requirement and energy requirement is supplied by food. Okay, that is why we eat food. Animal nutrition is the process by which food is taken in for make use in different body functions. Typically, food is broken into smaller molecules and absorbed prior to the utilization. Okay. Okay. When we eat a bread, you know, when we take a bread particle into our mouth by using our tongue and mainly teeth, it is broken into smaller particles. Okay, then it is salivating and digestion is happening inside the body. Okay, after digesting, the nutrients are absorbed into the body cells and unwanted materials are removing as the feces. Okay, that is the story. That is the overall story in humans and most of the animals. But other than our nutrition methods, so many nutrition methods are can be seen in the animal world. Okay, we will discuss what are they. In the nutrition, when we take a food, okay, imagine it is a bread. Then it is broken into smaller molecules. Okay, smaller molecules. For breaking into smaller molecules into the molecular level. Okay, when we take a bread, it is broken into small particles. Actually, it is called as the physical or mechanical digestion. Then, after becoming smaller molecules, these small molecules are further digested into the molecular level, okay, by using enzymes. That digestion we called as the chemical digestion. Okay, animals are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means heterotrophic animals cannot make their own food, cannot produce their own food. The different term is autotrophs. Autotrophs can be divided into two: chemoautotrophs and photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Both autotrophs can make their own food, but heterotrophs cannot make their own food. Therefore, heterotrophs have to depend on other animals or plants or anything. Okay, heterotrophs have to depend on autotrophs because autotrophs make their own food and provide food sources for other organisms also. They are mainly we consider primary producers as plants, but there are some other organisms like some bacteria, some protists, some um, some bacteria, some protists as autotrophs. But mainly we can say primary producers are plants. Okay. Anyway, animals are heterotrophs. So heterotrophic nutrition is the process by which organisms obtain organic food molecules by ingesting other organisms or by substances derived from other organisms. We have, as heterotrophs, we have to depend on others, okay, for food. We directly ingest other organisms or some substances. We ingest some substances derived from other organisms. Other than animals, fungi and majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. Actually, fungi has absorptive heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, there are two types of heterotrophic nutrition, namely holozoic nutrition and symbiosis. Holozoic nutrition is our nutrition method. Holozoic nutrition. Symbiosis means symbiosis is environmental relationship between closely related individuals which are in two different species. That is the symbiosis. It is a environmentally closely related environmental relationship. But holozoic nutrition is totally different. It is happening in a single individual, in a single animal or individual. Holozoic nutrition, most of the animals, including man, are holozoic, where they ingest food into their alimentary canal. This mode of nutrition consists of 5 main stages. You have to memorize all 5 stages: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and elimination or egestion. Elimination also known as egestion. Okay, first one is ingestion. Ingestion, imagine it is eating. Okay, when we eat in, we can say it is the ingestion. Take food into the oral cavity. This is the first stage where the act of eating or feeding happens. Eating or feeding. Okay, always we cannot say ingestion is eating, but in some animals they feed. Okay, they feed or feed. That is the ingestion. Okay, always we cannot say eating is the ingestion, but some cases like mosquitoes, fly larvae, they never eat, only they feed. Okay, it is also considered as ingestion. Food sources differ among animal species and they possess different modes of ingestion according to the diet or environment. According to their diet and according to their environment, the ingestion modes are differing. Okay, then the second one is digestion. Once the food is ingested into the oral cavity, that food should be then digested. For the next step is absorption. For absorbing nutrients in that particular food, before absorbing, the food should be digested. Digested can be divided into two: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Okay, food is broken down into molecules small enough to pass through the membranes and enter the cells of organisms. You know, when we compare our cells, when we compare the size of our cells, it is so tiny. When we compare the size of food particles that we ingested, our cells are so much tiny. No? So at the end, the nutrients of our ingested food should be absorbed into our cells. Okay, how it is happening? In first, the food particles should be broken into smaller food particles. Then these food particles should be digested into the molecular level. Okay, therefore these both these digestion methods are required, are essential to organisms. Food is broken down into the molecules small enough to pass through the membranes and enter the cells of organisms. Digestion could occur mechanically. Mechanical digestion is done by teeth and muscle contraction. When we ingest a bread particle into our mouth oral cavity, you know, both teeth and tongue are involved. Tongue is also considered as muscle. You know, tongue is also made up of muscles. Therefore, we can say mechanical digestion is done by both teeth and muscle contraction. Then the chemical digestion. After digesting food particles mechanically, the tiny food particles then goes to the chemical digestion. That means the molecular level digestion. Chemical digestion is done by enzymes, actually the catalytic activity of enzymes. Then complex molecules are digested to the simplest molecular level by enzymes. Then our cells can be absorbed these nutrients. We need nutrients. Okay, these nutrients is produced actually molecular level is done by the digestion. Here you can see this is the mechanical digestion. During mechanical digestion, food is broken into smaller fragments, thus increase the surface area for efficient chemical digestion. Okay, why they are broken? For increasing the surface area for making enough area to act these enzymes. Okay, act these enzymes on the surface. That is why they are broken into smaller particles for acting enzymes. Okay. During chemical digestion, enzymes break bonds in larger molecules into smaller molecules. Molecular level digestion is done by enzymes. It is the chemical digestion. Okay. Third one is the absorption. Absorption, once they are digested chemically, the smallest nutrients, okay, the simplest nutrients. You know, there are 4 types of organic compounds: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. In any organic compound, for the absorption, for absorbing by cells, the particular nutrients should be in the simplest way, simplest mode. If it is a carbohydrate, if it is a starch, then starch should be broken into maltose, and maltose should be broken into glucose. That means if it is a complex carbohydrate or polysaccharide, this polysaccharide in first polysaccharide should broken into disaccharides, and disaccharides should be broken into monosaccharides. The simplest mode of organic compound, that means simple sugars in carbohydrates, they can be absorbed by cells. Okay, when it is a protein is digested into amino acids. These amino acids, for the simplest form of the organic compound, can be absorbed by our cells. It is the absorption. In this stage, the animal cell take up small molecules. Fourth one, assimilation. Take an idea from this picture. Assimilation is the process of utilization of absorbed nutrients. Then now our food, our nutrients are absorbed by our cells. Then these absorbed nutrients are utilized for various functions for the body. Okay, that is the assimilation. There goes various regions uh, for various functions in our body. That is the assimilation. The fifth one is elimination. You can easily get an idea what is the elimination. In this process, undigested materials are passed out from the alimentary canal. Okay, then actually uh, production of feces, releasing of feces. Okay, elimination is a releasing of feces. You know, feces are not considered as excretory products. Nitrogenous is excretory products. Why? In here, in the elimination or by removing feces, we never actually the feces is not excretory products. They are not metabolic. They are not produced by metabolic uh, activities. Okay, actually they are unwanted materials of digested food. Therefore, we never considered feces as nitrogenous waste. Okay, remember that. We never consider feces as nitrogenous waste, but you you will learn about bile pigments. They are okay. We will learn it later. For now, remember that feces are not excretory products. At the elimination, we remove our unwanted uh, materials in the digestion. Okay, undigested materials are passed out from the alimentary canal, which is known as the elimination. Okay, those are the 5 stages of holozoic nutrition. Okay, 5 stages of holozoic nutrition. Then feeding mechanisms of animals. For considering as feeding mechanism, the particular animal should have holozoic nutrition as well as it should have a heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, holozoic nutrition. We are talking about feeding mechanisms of animals under the holozoic nutrition. Okay, remember that we are talking about feeding mechanism under the holozoic nutrition. You know, the heterotrophic nutrition can be divided into 2, holozoic nutrition and symbiosis. Here we are in the holozoic nutrition. Feeding mechanism, actually it is dependent on the ingestion. First step of the holozoic nutrition, ingestion. So many types of ingestion. What are depending on the ingestion type, there are 4 types of animals, 4 types of feeders. There are 4 different types of feeding mechanisms. Therefore, there are 4 different feeders: filter feeders, fluid feeders, substrate feeders, and bulk feeders. Filter feeders, fluid feeders, substrate feeders, and bulk feeders. As humans, we are in here. We are bulk feeders. Okay. First one, filter feeders. Take an idea from this picture. They are actually they are acting as a cleaning service now. Okay, they are acting as a cleaning service. Okay, how they are feeding? Actually, this is not eating. This is just a feeding. Okay, they strain suspended food particles. For considering as filter feeders, that particular organism should live in an aqueous medium, aqueous environment. Okay, that is the very first condition for considering as filter feeders. These feeders should live in an aqueous medium. Most of the time in water, no? They strain suspended food particles, suspended in water. They strain suspended food particles from the surrounding watery medium. There are several mechanisms. They use several mechanisms such as capturing, trapping, etc. Clams and oysters are the examples. They feed on small pieces of food in the water that passes over their gills. Cilia in the gills sweep the food particles to the animal's mouth in a film of mucus. Okay, that is the story of filter feeders. Second one is fluid feeders. You can easily take an idea from this cartoon honeybee. This honeybee is sucking honey from the flowers. Okay, sucking honey from flowers. This straw represents its mouth parts. Actually, their mouth parts are highly adapted to sucking fluid. And here we can see in mosquitoes, female mosquitoes are feeding our blood, okay, for developing its eggs. But male mosquitoes male mosquitoes do not suck our blood. They suck phloem sap from plants, okay, like in aphids. They suck nutrient-rich fluid from a living host. This living host may be an animal or plant. Okay, mosquitoes suck blood from not only the humans, they suck blood from other animals also. When we use mosquito trapping devices, we use cows sometimes. Okay, cattle trapped, we called as cattle trapped. When we want to trap mosquitoes, we use some animals as a bait. Okay, therefore we can say not only us, they feed on other animals too. Mosquitoes means female mosquitoes feed blood for developing its eggs. Okay, they suck nutrient-rich fluid from a living host using well-adapted mouth parts. Mosquitoes suck human blood. Aphids suck phloem sap of plants. Bees and hummingbirds suck honey from flowers. Okay. Then third one, substrate feeders. These animals live inside their food source or on the food source, eating its way through the food. Okay, by depending on its way, they may live inside the host or on the host. Okay, here fly larvae, also known as maggots. Someone these fly larvae considered as some actually kind of worms, but actually they are not worms. They are larvae. Okay, fly is an insect. When there is a dead body, the female fly, okay, the female fly come here and lay eggs on the dead body surface. Okay. With the time, the eggs are hatching and larvae are coming out. These larvae, actually fly larvae are feeding on this dead body. Okay, they burrow into animal dead bodies, animal muscles. Therefore, we can say they live on the food source, inside the food source. Here, by using this example, leaf miner caterpillar eating through the soft tissues of leaf. Here we can say these animals live on the food source. Here, animals live inside the food source, both. Okay, substrate feeders. Fourth one is bulk feeders. We are bulk feeders, animals which eat comparatively large piece of food. In these three types, They never take large food particles, but in bulk feeders, comparatively, large pieces of food are taken. These animals have different types of adaptations, Can you remember these fully adapted mouth parts? We can see honeybee has fully adapted mouth parts for sucking. Okay, each animal, their mouth parts are fully adapted to their feeding type. Okay, like that, these bulk feeders have also different adaptations for capturing the food. Okay, or to tear the food. These animals have different types of adaptations to tear the food or to capture the prey: jaws, teeth, tentacles, claws, poisonous fangs. Most animals, including humans. Okay, we have done the first type of heterotrophic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition we have done. The second nutrition type of heterotrophic nutrition is the symbiosis. Actually, it is an ecological relationship. There should be two different species organisms, and there should be a closely relationship between these organisms. This is an ecological relationship between organisms of two different species that live closely together. It is divided into three groups such as mutualism, parasitism, and commensalism. Take an idea from these symbols in each symbiosis relationship type. First one is the mutualism. Both are smiling. Why? It is a close association between two living organisms of two different species which benefits both partners. Benefit both partners. Therefore, both are smiling. Okay, both are smiling. Why? Both are benefited. Example, cellulose digesting microorganisms in ruminants and termites. Ruminants are cows, goats, like animals. When these microorganisms are living their alimentary canal, what is the benefit to cow or ruminants? Their food is digested by this microorganism. Okay, that is the benefit for one organism. Their food is digested. Their food is easily digested by these microorganisms. So, what is the benefit for microorganisms? Cellulose digesting microorganisms. They are feed on cows. Okay, they get nourishment from cow, but not harmful. Okay, they are actually, this is a friendly relationship, very friendly relationship. Both are benefited because both are benefited, therefore they both are smiling. Second symbiotic relationship, totally different from here, mutualism. Second one is the parasitism. One is smiling and one is crying. Why? Only one is benefited but harmful to other. Okay, one is benefited then harmful to other. That is why one is crying and one is smiling. Best example is lice and humans. Okay, lice are benefited, humans are harmful. Why? They feed on our blood. Okay, no benefits to us, we are the hosts, but lice get nourishment from our blood. They are parasites. Okay, tapeworm and human. You can see lices. I think you may have seen these lices, especially in girls' hairs. I don't know. Are there boys? Are there boys with lices? I don't know, but I have seen most of the girls with lices. Okay, you can see then parasites are live on the host, not inside. But in some cases, tapeworm and humans, these tapeworms are live in our alimentary canal. They get nourishment from our alimentary canal, but they are harmful to us. there is a uh, actually disadvantage to the host, but advantage, there is an advantage to parasite. That is the parasitism. It is a close association between two living organisms of different species, which is beneficial to one, that is the parasite, and harmful to other, it is the host. Parasites live either within means like tapeworms, okay, or on the host like lices, and derive its nourishment. Final one, commensalism. One is benefited. Okay, one is benefited. Therefore, it is smiling. Here, no response. Okay, neither harmful nor beneficial. Okay, no effect on other organism. But in here, harmful to the host. No, here not harmful to the host. No effect on the host. Okay, neither harmful nor beneficial. Example is barnacles attached to whales. Barnacles, here whales are providing houses for barnacles, but no any benefit to whales, but barnacles are benefited. Okay, it is a close relationship between two living organisms of different species. Very important, different species. Two different organisms should be in two different species, which is beneficial to one and does not affect on the other, neither harmful nor beneficial. Barnacles attached to whales. Okay, that's all about the introduction part of nutrition. In the next video, we will discuss about human anatomy.